I'm reminded of Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight saying, "You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain." And I'm afraid some of us in the Fandom Menace are becoming that way. We are becoming the very thing we were meant to destroy, unfortunately. I'm Black Angus, and I'm here to tell you, Fandom Menace, Alita Failed. Get over it. So yeah, right from the get-go with this movie, I saw the trailers, did not think they looked appealing, thought they looked ordinary, they looked average. The CGI looks good, of course, for Alita. But aside from the spectacle, there's nothing there. And I fell for multiple reviewers touting, praising this film. And I was sold. I'm like, all right, I'll go see this. Spent $5 plus the 20, what have you, for drinks and popcorn. And it's 2 hours I'm not getting back, to say the least. It's an okay film. Good single character in Alita with just a bunch of crap around it. All the CGI is devoted to her. Everything else around her is pretty okay, or Spy Kids or Shark Boy and Lava Girl level, in my opinion. Which is, you know, not what I want to pay for. I don't want to pay for mediocre, subpar, what have you. And, yeah, you know, I went against my better judgment and fell for some people I respect, reviewers, and I still respect them. But I seriously question their take with this film. I said from the beginning, I think that the lack of identity politics with this film is what drove whatever success it's had in America, at least partially. You've had a news speaker, to some degree, say, let's do the Alita challenge to say, fuck you, Captain Marvel. And that's the thing. I boycotted Captain Marvel. I saw the writing on the wall with that film, and the more and more it was reported, it became more and more obvious. So I just boycotted it. But I didn't latch on to Alita in protest to be like, nah, 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 boo, boo, which is kind of what's happened in the Fandom Menace with this movie. This movie's only made $80 million in America. And I really think without Captain Marvel impending at the time after Alita's release, I doubt it would make half of that money in America. China, the East, they love spectacle films. They like subpar spectacle films, like Transformers. They've done fairly well in the Middle Kingdom and elsewhere in the East. And it's weird because you see these petitions like, hey, let's get Alita 2. Sign petition gets 5,000 signatures. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not even made 400 million last I checked. And with the budget, the marketing, let's say 300 million total or less, plus the box office cut, even with China sustaining this movie for an extra month, it's a bomb. It's not going to make any money. Your push for this is no different than fucking Leslie Jones crying about Ghostbusters 3 ignoring 2016. Maybe you could get a sequel, Leslie Jones, if you made money. You lost at least 80 million for Sony. And the fact that people are crying about Alita 2 to happen just because it's open plot at the end of the first one doesn't warrant a sequel if there's no money. Why should executives have to risk more money when they're at best going to break even on this film, which is not going to be the case, unfortunately, for you fans. It's really weird. I see this as a virtue signal moment for our side, which is unfortunate to say the least, because that's what we're against, you know. Talking about the boycott. Yeah, boycott Captain Marvel if you're against the politics, but don't virtue signal saying, oh yeah, we don't hate women, we paid for Alita. You don't have to justify your argument. You don't have to virtue signal with another female that's just conveniently there to say, I don't hate women, look, I paid for this one. You look just as bad as the SJWs, virtue signaling like, I respect women, I'm the women respecter. Stop it. Just stop it, please. For the love of fucking God. This movie does not deserve a sequel. And you're arguing that Edge of Tomorrow is getting a sequel. I like that movie. Okay. But even when they were making it, they're like, this is actually a huge risk given the budget. And of course, it didn't do well in America. From looking at the budget and its box office take, I assume it lost money after the box office take, just like Alita will. if an executive wants to risk that, fine, but the money's not there. It's not warranted yet, if at all. I personally, as a kid, I got into Godzilla because of 98 with Matthew Broderick. I love the design of Godzilla movie. It's my favorite Godzilla design. As an adult, I see how awful the movie is. It doesn't deserve a sequel, despite the plot being open. We all have something we come across that's kind of niche. And we're like, man, I wish I could see more of this. And you find out, oh yeah, it bombed. No one saw it. Came out against a behemoth of the box office. Whatever. And you just let it go. You know, we lost the Captain Marvel battle right now with, you know, any of us boycotting it. Didn't have an effect because the general audience is there. And the general audience did not care to see Alita. Let it go. Move on. Quit being SJWs. Quit resembling Leslie Jones in her outrage at not getting a sequel. And quit virtue signaling because you luckily have another woman figure in film right next to Captain Marvel to tell. I support the Alita challenge. Stop it, please. Thank you for viewing. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of heat from the irate Alita fanboys and girls. Let it come. Let's have a discussion. I'm open for discussion. As much as I hate this fucking movie because of the movement behind it from our side, I'm willing to discuss even after the fact. I'm so fed up with it because it's been over a month and no one wants it.